Alright, yeah, I don't think I'm willing to stop yet. Wow, that's 2 Harness Infinities we've opened up, and they're still both bad. Telephone Tree, thanks for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream. It's 3 random packs, and 3k gold can buy 3 packs. Yeah, okay, so aside from the fact that I wish I could have let somebody else get their token, or rather, 2 other people get their token, or at the very least, I could have gone 7-1 rather than 7-0. These are all really bad cards, right? So I just take Biblioplex Assistant, even though that's not a good card. Every other card is just worse. And then we got, well, alright, Introduction to Prophecy. Can't be upset about that. Teferi's Protection. Until your next turn, your life total can't change, and you gain protection from everything. All permanents you control phase out. Okay, that's probably good. I'm assuming that's probably good. Iteration has to be okay. Which iteration? Expressive? Because, no, I think Expressive Iteration is probably quite bad in this format. 2 mana is a lot, and it's not even a draw 2 for 2 mana. Like, for comparison's sake, I think 1 mana draw 2 is only okay. Like, it's fine. Expressive Iteration is way too slow for the format. I do think Bookworm is potentially interesting, but it is pretty slow. Costs like 3 mana. That's a lot. So the way that I would try to describe this format is that, like, initially, 2 mana to make 2 4/4s is kind of the baseline of the format. Everything better than that is fine. Anything worse than that is kind of underwhelming. And a 3 mana 7/7 that draws a card and gains 3 life is just slightly worse than 2 mana make 2 4/4s. I could play Eureka Moment, I guess. Like, actively try to prioritize picking up green fixing. Teferi's Protection isn't bad. I just don't know if it's good. But I think I would much rather play Eureka Moment than Bookworm. Teferi's Protection is fun, but, like, we actually have to find color fixing to do that. And in order for it to be good, we have to be keeping pace with the opponent. I think I'm on Eureka Moment. I don't think it's better, but I do think it's the thing that I want to do more. A whole bunch of bad cards. We could try to splash for Go Blank, but I think that that's probably bad. Introduction to Annihilation, I guess, is decent. It's nice to have, and everything else kind of is bad. Fractal Summoning is interesting, but, and I guess does stick in Is It, which is something in its favor. But Eureka Moment was probably more fun, I think. I'll take Pop Quiz, even though I don't think that's excellent. Definitely happy to take Elemental Masterpiece. Okay, we can take a Eureka Moment. We're kind of hard into 3-color now. Is Reconstruct History actually good? What does this do? Artifact, Enchantment, Instant, and Sorcery? No, that's pretty bad. So mostly there's nothing playable in this pack. I guess I'll take Reconstruct History. I don't think it's good, but it might do something sort of interesting eventually. I don't think I'm willing to play a tapped land, even if it is for color fixing. But I guess every other card in here is very bad, so like maybe there's a world in which we have to play Quandrix Campus if I don't find enough letters, which currently we're actually not finding enough letters. This is probably the worst we've had a draft start so far. Okay, Fractal Summoning is 2 mana 5/5. That's pretty bad, but could be worse. All of these cards are pretty awful. And none of these cards are particularly playable either. Definitely not taking Archway Commons. There's no way I'm playing a double-tapped land. Yeesh. That was shockingly few playable cards. What do we have here? It's like nothing that's even close to Letter of Acceptance, right? Right. Okay, so we take Letter of Acceptance and Solve the Equation has been nice in the past, but it's not Letter of Acceptance, so we take Letter of Acceptance. And then Elemental Masterpiece is almost tempting, but it's not Introduction to Prophecy, so I guess we're just going to hope we wheel Elemental Masterpiece. Rise of Extus. That's almost interesting. I don't think we can splash for it, but it's probably one of the better learn cards. I guess you have to have a target, which might be kind of tricky. Which makes me feel like I'm probably taking First Day of Class over Rise of Extus. What do we have for learn cards in the board? Currently Introduction to Annihilation. I'm probably going to wheel an Elemental Summoning. Yeah, okay. I'll take a First Day of Class. I could get a second Introduction to Annihilation, I guess. Do any of these other cards do anything? Not really. I guess Sudden Breakthrough's kind of interesting. It's 1 mana combat trick that ramps you on your next turn. I guess it also can just be 1 mana make a treasure for the next turn if you like target their creature if they're kind enough to play one. Is that decent? I don't think the second Introduction to Annihilation is particularly valuable. Alright, we'll take Sudden Breakthrough and see if that's like maybe playable-ish. Here, I think I'm supposed to be sort of happy with Negate. I don't think Mentor's Guidance is very good. Alright, we'll take a Negate. Wait. Does Grinning Ignis doesn't go infinite because it doesn't make 2 red. But it does convert 2 red into 1 red and 2 colorless. But that's like not relevant at all. There's no mana sinks to do anything with that. So I guess we take Enthusiastic Study instead. Alright, Mascot Interception made me pretty happy last game, so alright. Take a Whirlwind Denial. That's not terrible. Take a Solve the Equation. Okay, actively kind of happy about that. Take Enthusiastic Study. We did not wheel the Elemental Masterpiece. That's a really bad sign, huh? I think that means this one might be a train wreck. Tempted by the Eureka. Somehow this mind control spell is still not actually good. That said, wow, everything here is bad. I guess we take Tempted by the Eureka, even though that's awful. Everything else is worse than Letter of Acceptance, so we take Letter of Acceptance. I guess Illuminate History is sort of an okay lesson. I certainly need more lessons. I mean, it's probably a pretty bad lesson, but it's something to put in the sideboard. And everything else is really bad. Hey, take a Letter of Acceptance. Okay. Teachings of the Archaics is actually probably good, I think. This is going to be a really bad deck. Test of Talents is sort of playable. Fervent Mastery, what do you do? Search your library for up to 3 cards, put them into your hand, shuffle, then discard 3 cards at random. Is that terrible? I think that might be terrible. I feel like that's probably terrible. How many learn cards do we have? First day of class, pop quiz, 2 enthusiastic studies. I guess I take negate here? Okay, Elemental Masterpiece is nice. So we ended up with no copies of... Is Field Trip playable? I'd have to play like 3 forests to play Field Trip. I don't think I'm willing to do that. I mean, I guess I do have Teachings of the Archaic, which makes Field Trip kind of better. And I do need playables, so I guess I just kind of have to take it. Pillar Drop Warden. Okay, happy about that. Teach by Example, I think I'm happy with. Leyline Invocation, not good. Fuming Effigy is almost playable. First day of class is definitely playable. Alright, so... Other than the part where this isn't very good, it's not terrible. It does have 3 Letter of Acceptances, and that's something. Well, I don't need to cut anything. Is there anything we want to bring in? No, I guess we sort of nailed it. This isn't good, but it does exist. I have to sacrifice so much of my mana base to play this Field Trip. I don't think I can do that. Oh, wow, I have like nothing I can bring in though. I could play Arcane Subtraction. I guess I could play 16 lands. Well, 12 lands. Yeah, I think that's kind of better than Arcane Subtraction. The problem with Arcane Subtraction here is that I have so many learn cards already that I just don't have good lessons. I mean, I have Teachings of the Archaics and Illuminate History. So I do have 2 good lessons, but like, I'm pretty taxed on lessons being good really fast. I could cut an Introduction to Prophecy, but then I'm like cutting good cards, and the problem is I don't have enough good cards in my deck already. So I don't think that's the right answer. Do I play a forest to have 1 more source for these 2 Eureka moments? When I'm also trying to play Tempted by the Eureka? tough. I think the answer to that is probably no. I think we're going with 6 and 6. Alright, I am prepared for this to be very bad. The campus is just better than Forest, but it's not untapped, though. Maybe it's better. I don't think I'm willing to run it. But I think you're right that it's better than Forest. I just don't think that I can really run either. Okay, I'm willing to keep this. It does have a letter of acceptance, which means if we find a green or a blue source, we get to go Eureka moment. Well, I guess any blue source is a green source. Or any green source is a blue source, rather. That's what I'm going for. Pop quiz, huh? What do you find? I guess teaching's the archaics? Is that good enough? That's probably good enough. Alright. Well, this isn't terrible. Wait, did I not? Oh, I didn't get an expanded anatomy at all, did I? Dang. Still, given the opponent hasn't done anything, there's a pretty almost okay chance that we might kill him pretty quickly here. We'll see. Kind of lost the ability to use my mana very efficiently since I wasn't able to enthusiastic study there. Clever Lumamancer. Okay. Well, the gate isn't terrible. So we could steal the Clever Lumamancer. We get to enthusiastic study the Clever Lumamancer. We're sure we don't have expanded anatomy? We don't. Alright. Introduction to Annihilation it is. Combat. Swing for some. Arcane Subtraction. Is that worth negating? I kind of feel like that's not worth negating. I know the card I'm about to draw. I think I actually do need to negate that. I'm not really doing enough damage otherwise. Okay. That wasn't lethal, right? No, I was only putting him to 13. No, wait, I was putting him to 3. That's how math works. Yeah, if we steal their card and then annihilate it, we do draw the card. Which is a fun little synergy. Okay, this hand doesn't do anything, but it's got 2 letter of acceptances, so I think I'm obligated to keep it. Do I have a creature that I can first day of class for? I don't think I do. No. I could throw away first day of class just to cast a draw 2. That seems wrong. Okay. Well, that's a 4-2, I guess. This hand is not shaping up terribly well. I kind of can't do anything. So what do we do? Top deck Elemental Mastery, I suppose? Masterpiece? Yeah, can't do anything about Cogwork Archivist. I might be in trouble. Uh-oh. Deck, we have to draw actual things that do things. I would like if my opponent stopped playing creatures. Sack, letter, and draw, but I don't actually have like much in the way of mana either. Alright, I get to negate Sparring Regimen. Guess I kind of have to, though. I really am out of, like, any other options. Okay, Introduction to Prophecy is something. Don't need red mana right now. I mean, I kind of do, but I need something that wins the game more than that. Okay. If Fractal Summoning you would have been great earlier. Absolutely stellar. As it stands, this kills me. Okay, well, that was a hand that went a lot of places if we ever drew a creature. I guess, do we not actually have that many creatures in the deck, or was that really unlucky? Which way does that go? We have 2 Elemental Masterpieces, Pillar Drop Warden. Tempted by the Eureka actually was good enough there. Fuming Effigy. Fractal Summoning. Okay, I guess we actually don't have very many creatures in this deck, which is probably a problem. Especially because I can't board any in anyway. Which means I probably was supposed to more aggressively go for Teachings of the Archaics earlier than I did and not try to hold on to a bunch of cards to do a Wombo combo. Alright. That's educational. Once again, this is basically the same hand, but it's got an Introduction to Prophecy. That's cool, I guess. Fuming Effigy, but we lack the second red source to actually get it out on turn 1. Still, I think I'm supposed to, like, just accept a threat at this point after last game. So we play Fuming Effigy and we hold up either a Counterspell or Pop Quiz. I probably have way too many negate cards, considering the amount of times that the opponent just can play a creature. Well, alright, Ardent Dustspeaker isn't exactly the most scary creature, thankfully. Take Teachings of the Archaics. That is card draw. Ooh, not particularly great. Hopefully they block here and I get to Sudden Breakthrough. Nope, they don't. That's rude. Maybe I should have still Sudden Breakthrough, because I might just need to do that to fix for green mana to cast Eureka Moment. Pushing through 2 damage does not seem stellar. Okay, Vigilance and Menace. Sure. Ardent Dustspeaker doesn't actually do anything because they weren't able to play any spells. I can live with that. Introduction to Prophecy sees Mascot Interception. How close to lethal is that? Not really, right? Not really. It's good, though. Probably not good enough. I probably want to hold on to it, though. It'll definitely be good eventually. Think a Eureka moment now. Ooh, okay. Well, now I wish I had sudden breakthrough, because we would have had lethal. As it stands, I'm 1 mana short of lethal. I can attack with 2 hasty 5/5s and a 6/6. But I can't remove the Relic Sloth. I think that means I'm just going for the Elemental Masterpiece next turn, and I want to hold up both Test of Talents and Negate this turn. We get to use the Sudden Breakthrough to have more mana. Relic Sloth is gone. Yeah. This seems fine, but this is definitely the least impressive deck we've played so far, huh? I'm pretty sure I'm willing to Test a Talent's Sudden Breakthrough. Pretty much anything the opponent could do here after this point isn't terribly scary. I just want to deny them the color fixing more than anything, I think. No, they just don't have any cards. They didn't include blue cards in their deck. Wow, okay. And that still leaves them without the ability to use Ardent Dustspeaker for anything. They can tap up to 2 target creatures, but I have Negate for that. So that means we should just have lethal here. Alright, first day of class. We get a Learn, get Introduction to Annihilation, Elemental Masterpiece, put 10 power with haste onto the board. Then we steal their 3/4. And we attack with everything. And we draw 2, including Negate. Oh, and we ping for 1, and then we Enthusiastic Study. So how much damage? I think that was 23 damage that turn. Alright.